So now anything could happen.
Delivering unrivaled live coverage. This is Sky News, Australia's news channel. This is Newsnight.
Hello, it is 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. It's 11 in Wellington, 6 in Perth. You're watching Newsnight. I'm Ahron Young with you live from our Melbourne studio. Our top stories this evening. Authorities in Belgium charge 5 people after a deadly anti-terrorism raid as United States President Barack Obama and the British Prime Minister David Cameron vow to present a united front against the global terror threat. Pope Francis celebrates Mass with thousands of people devastated by Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines. And a 33-year-old man arrested after a young woman is found dead in her car in Sydney's west. Swimmers are again forced from the water with more shark sightings along the New South Wales coast. And in sport, top spot in Group A is on the line after South Korea's strong start against the Socceroos.
And on Sky News weather, it's a windy weekend through the southeast. For the southwest, we have those winds cooling you off in Perth. We've got all your weekend weather details on channel 603.
First tonight, more details have emerged about a terror attack that police claim was foiled in Belgium. 2 suspected Islamist terrorists were shot dead in a gun battle, with reports emerging that the men were planning to kill police on public roads and in police stations. It comes as more than 24 people have been arrested in raids across France, Germany and Belgium. 5 have been charged with terror offences.
Tonight, we're learning more about the deadly police raid in Belgium.
Pope Francis has been visiting the thousands left homeless by a typhoon in the Philippines, which occurred 14 months ago. The pontiff celebrated Mass, but his visit had to be cut short due to bad weather. A 40-year-old man has died following a fight in Wollongong on the New South Wales south coast early this morning. Police were called to a home on New Dapto Road following reports 2 men were fighting. Upon arrival, police used OC spray to subdue one of the men, a 22-year-old from Mount Kira, before arresting him. Officers spoke to another man involved, a 40-year-old from Wollongong, before he collapsed at the scene. He was immediately treated by paramedics, taken to Wollongong Hospital, where he was pronounced dead shortly after arriving. The 22-year-old man has been charged with causing bodily harm and will appear in court next month. A major search is underway for a grandfather who's been missing for 2 days west of Melbourne. His sons say there is no explanation for his disappearance, as hundreds of volunteers joined police to look for the elderly man.
For the past 2 days, the Adhikaris have been...
Hundreds of new mothers living in Sydney's eastern suburbs will be questioned by police next week over the mysterious death of a baby girl found buried at Maroubra Beach. It's been almost 2 months since the infant's body was discovered, but detectives are still no closer to finding her parents.
On a Sunday morning in late November,
NASA has released data showing 2014 was the hottest year since records began. Australia's Climate Council has also released a climate report today, warning the increased temperatures are evidence of the impact of carbon emissions on the planet.
In Miami Beach, ocean water
is real and needs to be addressed.
You are watching Newsnight here on Sky News. A quick break. When we come back, the sport with Morgan Kazmarek, as Rafael Nadal declares he isn't one of the favourites heading into the Australian Open. You are watching Newsnight here on Sky News. These are our top stories tonight. 5 people have now been charged with participating in terrorist activities following raids in Belgium. Meanwhile, US President Barack Obama and the British Prime Minister David Cameron have promised to present a united front against the global terror threat. Pope Francis has cut short his trip to typhoon-ravaged Tacloban in the Philippines due to bad weather. There, he celebrated Mass with thousands of people devastated by Typhoon Haiyan. And a 33-year-old man has been arrested after the body of a woman was found in an underground car park in Sydney's west. He is now assisting police with their inquiries. The weather for tomorrow: gale force winds affecting parts of Tasmania and monsoonal storms developing in the north. All right, time now for sport with Morgan Kazmarek. The Socceroos are in a bit of trouble in Brisbane tonight.
Yes, they are, Aaron. The Socceroos are trailing South Korea 1. So some amazing scenes there, Aaron, but that is sport for now.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much for that, Morgan. Now, the weather forecast for tomorrow. Gale force winds affect parts of Tasmania and monsoonal storms develop in the north. Newsnight continues in just a moment with the top stories this Saturday night, including global leaders unite as they vow to fight terrorism. That's next.